I was just messing around on my iPad on Google Maps with satellites, and then I found a greenhouse in Los Osos, which is our other facility, which is in San Luis Obispo County. And I drove over there, the greenhouse was empty, it looked really bad, really dirty. I left a post-it note, and then a couple of months later I got a call from the owner, and then he said, "Are you still interested?" And I said yes. You know, that started the ball rolling. It was a long shot, I wasn't expecting anything, and then it sparked the start of this business, right?
Call it happenstance, but that's how this Dutchman was able to put down some roots and begin blooming as an American flower farmer.
I was born and raised in the Netherlands. My family, they're all in this industry, not necessarily flowers, but in the horticulture industry. And before that, it was more dairy farmers. Well, when I was 13 or 14, I did an internship in this exact same crop back in the Netherlands, and that sparked my interest. In 2014, I arrived here all by myself with 2 suitcases, and I worked for a big company in the same crop as what you see right here, also in California. During that time I met my wife. I'm just very passionate about this specific orchid. I just like how you can make different varieties, and it's a very rewarding plant. Like if you take care of it well, it can last forever.
It's been 5 years since Cal Coast Orchids got its first greenhouse up and running. Now the operations have blossomed into 2 locations across California, Los Osos and Half Moon Bay.
Together we have 7 acres of greenhouses now. We went from 0 employees to 1 to 2 to 3, and now we've got 45 employees here. So we just grew like crazy. It's all great, but it's also a lot of organizational skills you need to have to keep growing like this. At least I have over 80 varieties here right now, but in general there are like over 300 to 400 varieties. Maybe even more, but that's because you can cross-pollinate and breed and crossbreed, and so yeah, that creates a lot of, you know, excitement for the breeders. But we're the growers here, so you know, we need to make sure that it looks good, but it also has a good shelf life, flowers at the same time.
And he says they're feeding the market with at least 2.5 to 3 million orchid plants per year. Plus, they've expanded the business to supply all kinds of houseplants to local garden centers all over the state.
I love growing plants in general. I just really like this one too, of course, but I just like to work with nature. I like that we as humans are able to manipulate how plants turn out, so to see. So even though it's a plant, but you as a human with the climate and the watering and the curtains and the humidity, you can have a say in how it turns out. Every day is different because the plants and the weather are always different as well. So I think it's not boring. I think that's what the main message is. Yeah, there's always something, in a good way and in a bad way.
Boss also explains one of the reasons he was intent on cultivating orchids in the U.S. is because he feels the flowering plant is a bit misunderstood.
Most people are scared of their plants because they are afraid to kill it, right? And orchids are really not that difficult when you know what you're doing. These roots are a little bit light gray, white-ish, but here they're green. So the green means that there's chlorophyll here, which means there's photosynthesis in the roots. That's why these pots are transparent, so the sun can go in. Now, what most people do not know is when to water. So when all of the roots across the pot looks like this color, when it looks like white grayish, then it's time to water. If you have any doubt, if you think you need to water it, but you're still doubting based off the color, what you see, just don't do it. Like even me as a grower, sometimes I'm like, should I water today or tomorrow? And the moment I start doubting, I just walk away. And then I come back again, I'm like, no, I'm not watering today. So drier is always better than too wet. The moisture creates issues.